Welcome to the Time of Your Life with the Baltimore County Department of Aging. I'm your host, Ethel Rasmussen. As always, the Time of Your Life is about sharing resources for living your best life and dedicated to keeping you well informed about the programs and services that are exclusively designed for you. You can also connect with BCDA through the agency's multimedia platforms that include the agency's website, Facebook, the Time of Your Life Digest, Flickr, and Map, as well as an abundance of printed resources. For professionals, please consider viewing posts on LinkedIn for current programs and services to share with clients, residents, and patients, as well as BCDA's professional educational opportunities. Connections to BCDA are stronger than ever, so please take advantage of the many options we offer. I would like to take this opportunity to wish our viewers a happy start to your summer. In today's episode, we will be showcasing the wealth of talent, dedication, and service of older adult volunteers that they bring not just to the Department of Aging, but to Baltimore County as a whole. I'll be joined by Laura Classick, manager of the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, also known as RSVP, here to tell us about the wide array of volunteering opportunities awaiting older adults looking to stay active, apply their skills, and donate their time to a good cause. Then we'll be joined by Raquel Watts, Home Team Manager. She'll be telling us about the difference this invaluable program makes in the lives of older adults unable to leave their homes and how interested viewers can get involved in their own neighborhood. But first, Baltimore County Volunteer Center Manager Alison Vogrin joins us to discuss the many accomplishments made by older adult volunteers this past year, their recognition at the county's recent award ceremony, and the impact their volunteering makes upon Baltimore County. Alison, thank you for joining us to discuss all of the exciting news regarding volunteerism through BCDA.
Thanks for having me back on the show.
Before we discuss what's new since we last spoke, can you please provide our viewers with an overview of the volunteer program at the Baltimore County Department of Aging?
Sure. So our volunteer program has several facets. Connected specifically to the Department of Aging, we have the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, as you mentioned, which connects adults 55 and over with a network of nonprofits in Baltimore County. We also have the Home Team, which connects volunteers to provide socialization to isolated older adults. And then last facet is our Volunteer Center portal, which ranges in age from connecting volunteers from teenagers to older adults with opportunities in the greater Baltimore region.
Alison, it's fantastic to hear older adults have so many placement opportunities for volunteerism across our county. I know you mentioned the RSVP and Home Team programs, which we will explore in greater detail later in the show. For now, can you tell us about the opportunities viewers have to volunteer directly with BCDA?
Sure. So there are several opportunities in addition to the programs you mentioned. We have our Ombudsman program, which does advocacy for older adults in long-term care and assisted living facilities. So there is a period of training for volunteers who are interested in that. It's not your typical check-in socialization, but instead it's raising awareness, following up on concerns with the facilities. So it's a little bit more dedicated to making sure the well-being of the residents is taken care of. We also have the 20 senior centers throughout the county, and they basically thrive on volunteers. So whether you're looking to be on a leadership position or maybe helping in the gift shop, there's an array of opportunities that varies according to each center's needs. And then we also have our SHIP program, which is our Medicare counseling. So for those that want to learn more about Medicare or maybe are well versed in it and want to help others, they go out into the community, do training, offer phone assistance as well. Then there's also one final opportunity with our congregate meal sites, which is helping to serve meals in senior living facilities throughout the county.
While it is no secret that BCDA could not function fully without volunteers, we are honored to work alongside with. Alison, the department just hosted an awards ceremony celebrating the efforts of volunteers from this past year. Do you happen to have any takeaways or inspiring stories of service you can share with us?
So This award ceremony was in addition to our annual volunteer appreciation concert. This is something new we offered this year. And during that ceremony, we recognized some of the department's top volunteers. These included 6 volunteers who reached their 4,000-hour milestone, which we call lifetime achievement. So since they've started volunteering with our department, they've done at least 4,000 hours. We also recognized 10 volunteers who served at least 1,000 hours during the 2025 calendar year. And I want to highlight that 3 of those volunteers served more than 2,000 hours last year, with volunteer Princess Brooks logging 2,358 hours at the Liberty Senior Center.
Wow.
That's very impressive. During the ceremony, we also recognized the top 5 outstanding volunteers and additional 13 people who were receiving honorable mentions. These honorees were selected from a volunteer base of more than 1,500 individuals. They were nominated by their site coordinators because of their exceptional work that they're doing in the community, and these volunteers are the very definition of commitment.
These examples of community service are truly inspiring, and we as a county are fortunate to have these selfless individuals in our community. Do you happen to have any common feedback you receive from older adults who have volunteered through BCDA?
So one of the most common sentiments shared about volunteering that I've heard is what's often called that helper's high, where volunteers frequently tell me that they receive more than they give. And I believe this reflects a deeper sense of belonging that comes from being a part of a community and seeing tangible results of their efforts, whether it's a one-time project like helping to remove invasive weeds, or if it's a long-term connection like with the home team where they're helping to provide socialization to someone who's isolated. And there are a number of other intrinsic benefits that come from serving others. Volunteers report higher levels of happiness, increased social connection, especially with people who share a similar mission or cause, and then the continued learning and skill development that extends beyond the working years.
Alison, it sure sounds like these opportunities provide meaning and connection for older adults, which brings me to my next question. What if one of our viewers was on the fence about whether or not to volunteer? What would you say?
So for anyone who's on the fence, I would say you have nothing to lose by giving volunteering a try. I've never had anyone say that volunteering has had a negative impact on them. While a particular opportunity may not be a good fit and someone has to step down from that opportunity, that usually reflects the specific role and not volunteering as a whole. And so with many opportunities available out there in the community, finding another option that is a good fit wouldn't be difficult.
Well, that sounds like a convincing pitch for those that are still undecided. Say that we just inspired someone to volunteer. What would be their next step?
Well, if they're over 55, they should call our RSVP program or contact them at 410-887-3101, and they will get you started with finding an opportunity. If it's somebody under 55 or needs maybe it's for a particular reason they're looking to volunteer, they can contact our volunteer center at 410-887-2715.
Alison, I'd be remiss to end this interview without asking you one final question, as it's clear your enthusiasm for this program is palpable. What is your favorite part about your role of managing the volunteer office at BCDA?
I would say seeing the selflessness of the volunteers. Without hesitation, they step up to tackle some of society's greatest issues. And this is refreshing just to witness such acts of compassion. In the 10 years that I have been in this position, I have seen volunteers work tirelessly to spread kindness. And some of our volunteers have been with us over decades, with our longest term volunteer having served 33 years. But it's not just the longevity that stands out, it's the breadth of their dedication. Volunteers aren't only committing for the long term, they're expanding their reach by serving in multiple capacities. Nearly 700 of our volunteers hold more than one role within BCDA alone. That doesn't even capture what they're doing outside of our department. And I just want to note that collectively, BCDA's volunteers more than 1,500 volunteers served nearly 250,000 hours last year in 2025, which is beyond impressive.
That is incredible. Thank you, Alison, for taking the time to tell us about all the wonderful opportunities the volunteer office has to offer older adults in Baltimore County, how they can get involved, and the impact their service has on the community. We're going to take a short break, but first, join approximately 8,000 mature adults who subscribe to BCDA's newspaper, The Time of Your Life. Subscriptions are reasonable at $5 annually for Baltimore County residents over 60 years of age, and $7 for under 60 who are Baltimore County residents or those residing in other counties. For information about becoming a subscriber, please call 410-887-3050.
My name is Shirley Ann Cathorn. I am the president. I am serving my second year, 2-year term at the Liberty Senior Center, located at 3525 Resource Drive. Come join me. I think seeing the faces light up as folks find something that's comparable to what they enjoy doing or trying something new, I would say it's probably the most rewarding and the most least restrictive way of giving back in a way that's accommodating to you. So volunteering can be in any capacity, doing anything, and you pick the time, you pick the day, you pick how much you want to give, how much or how little. And so no pressure and no stress. We want you to find your space and place and get in where you fit in, and we're going to love on you every time you present yourself. There was an individual who came in and was somewhat depressed about their life, had experienced medical fragilities, which left them limited with one side. I believe it was a stroke, had no real place to fit in. And our director, along with others and myself, found a space for her where she's volunteering, and she is the happiest soul that I have ever witnessed within the last year. And so it really is, it's heartwarming and tear-jerking to see that, because it makes a difference. And when you can impact someone's life just by offering them an opportunity that they actually enjoy and feel like they're contributing and fitting in and being a part of something and feeling as if they belong, that is probably the most rewarding thing we can do as individuals.
Welcome back to The Time of Your Life. I'm your host, Ethel Rasmussen. Joining us now is Laura Classick, manager of the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, also known as RSVP, for the Baltimore County Department of Aging. Here to discuss the exciting volunteer opportunities the program offers across the county. Laura, welcome to The Time of Your Life.
Thanks for having me, Ethel. Happy to be here.
First things first, Laura, can you tell us more about what RSVP is?
Of course. The Retired and Senior Volunteer Program of Baltimore County is a federally funded grant program under AmeriCorps Seniors that helps folks that are 55 and over find volunteer opportunities all throughout Baltimore County. So we help match volunteers with organizations that are bringing about change in our community, and we currently refer volunteers to about 28 different organizations.
Wow, this program seems invaluable to both prospective volunteers as well as local organizations looking for assistance. Could you tell us more about some of the organizations partnering with RSVP and what sorts of roles they're offering volunteers?
Of course. The 28 organizations that we partner with range from Baltimore County Public Schools to GBMC Hospital to Glen Martin Aviation Museum. We also partner with the American Red Cross, Gunpowder Valley Conservancy, Irvine Nature Center, and everything in between. Each organization has different and unique volunteer opportunities. If you happen to live near a Baltimore County Senior Center, you could volunteer at the front desk. You could take on a leadership role on a volunteer-led council, or you could help in the fitness center and oversee the daily operations. If you're interested in something like the American Red Cross, you could be part of their disaster action team and respond to calls from clients affected by a disaster, such as a home fire. You could also be a community education preparedness program manager, and you would help provide fire safety presentations to youth and adults at local schools, community centers, and organizations. And then something like Gunpowder Valley Conservancy, you could join stream cleanups or assist with tree maintenance. There's truly something for everyone, and RSVP is here to help new volunteers find a placement that checks all of their boxes.
What a diverse array of opportunities, Laura. There's bound to be something for everyone's interest. Now that we know more about the placements being offered through the RSVP, can you walk us through the process of becoming a prospective volunteer being placed? Are there any requirements or commitments that must be made to volunteer through RSVP?
Sure. So the first step is that a volunteer must be 55 years of age or older. The next step would be just to get in touch with our office. So if a potential volunteer is interested in one of those 28 organizations that we partner with, we will schedule an orientation meeting at our office, which is located in the Bicota Senior Center in downtown Towson. And during that meeting, we'll review all of the paperwork that we have to have on file, and we'll chat with the prospective volunteer about their interests, their availability, skill level, what organizations they might like to volunteer with. And then from there, our team will get in touch with the volunteer coordinators at those organizations, and then we connect them with the potential new RSVP volunteer. As far as requirements and commitments, each individual organization has different ones that they'll discuss. Some of our partnering agencies might ask for a year commitment, while others might have a certain number of volunteer hours per month that need to be completed. If we know that information up front, we'll discuss it in that orientation meeting. Otherwise, the volunteer coordinator at each organization reviews those requirements during the onboarding process.
That certainly seems like an efficient and streamlined process, allowing older adults to quickly slot into roles that fill their unique abilities and experiences. While we're on that topic, Laura, could you give us more insight into the sorts of skills and knowledge older adult volunteers bring to RSVP?
Yeah, so older adults bring a lifetime of knowledge to their volunteer placements, such as professional expertise, problem-solving abilities, mentorship and teaching skills, leadership and teamwork skills, empathy, compassion, the list goes on and on. Our partners tell us that their volunteers through RSVP are really the best of the best, and it's a testament to how valuable older adults are in volunteer roles.
It's inspiring to see RSVP provide an outlet for older adults to put their vast wealth of experience to use in ways that benefit our community here in Baltimore County. Laura, do you happen to have any examples you can recall of the impact this program had on one of your volunteers, or how an individual left their lasting impression on an organization they volunteered at?
Yes, absolutely. So this year at our awards ceremony for our volunteers, we honored our Volunteer of the Year, Frederick Fate. Fred is 95 years young and currently volunteers over 130 hours each month at the Glen Martin Aviation Museum. This means that Fred has over 19,000 lifetime hours as an RSVP volunteer. He is a testament to how important volunteering can be for older adults. There are so many folks at the museum that look up to him, and he truly proves that age is just a number. Fred motivates his fellow volunteers to continue the good work they do, and he's shown them that you can remain active well into your 90s through volunteerism.
What an inspiring story showcasing the value of volunteerism. Okay, Laura, last question. How can our viewers contact RSVP office to find volunteer opportunities or to learn more about the program?
Yes, please call our office. Our number is 410-887-3101, and you could also email us. Our email is rsvp@baltimorecountymd.gov, and we'd be more than happy to chat with folks about the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program of Baltimore County.
Laura, thank you for coming on today to tell us about the RSVP program and the impact it has on both older adults seeking volunteer opportunities as well as the county as a whole.
Of course. Thanks for having me on, Ethel. I appreciate the chance to talk about RSVP, and our office looks forward to helping new folks find volunteer placements.
We're going to take a short break, but first let me invite you to join us at the Baltimore County Restoring Elder Safety Today, or BC REST event, happening on Thursday, June 18th at 1 p.m. at Solars Point Recreation Center on Be Bold, Age with Attitude, growing the conversation about elder abuse prevention. Interested individuals can call 410-887-4200 to register or just to find out more information.
Hello, my name is Kim High, and I'm the occupational therapist here at the Baltimore County Department of Aging. And I'm happy to share with you all the things that you may wanted to know and never asked about occupational therapy. Occupational therapy is a health profession that helps to develop, restore, and maintain the skills that a person will need for everyday living. And this is what we call occupations. They include things such as bathing, dressing, hygiene and grooming, meal preparation, medication management, and even driving. Some of the ways that occupational therapy can help someone is to teach them how to do things in a different manner. So for example, if someone has had a stroke and they are not able to possibly use one side of their body, we can teach them how to use one-handed techniques to be more independent with dressing themselves. Other times, we may have to show somebody how to use a piece of adaptive equipment. And some of these devices include something like this called a reacher. This device is used to help somebody to reach down to their lower extremities to maybe help them to put on their pants or something of that nature. Here at Baltimore County Department of Aging, there are at least two ways that one can get occupational therapy services. The first way is through our BCAUS program. BCAUS, it stands for Baltimore County Age-Friendly Upgrades for Seniors. This is a grant-funded program that a person must qualify for based off of their income. And they receive a number of services through this program. One of these services is home repairs. Through the home repairs, you're able to get changes made to your home. Maybe if you need a roof replaced or repaired, maybe you need some electrical work or minor plumbing issues taken care of, they can take care of those types of things through this program. They also can do home modifications, maybe to restore your bathroom to a point where it's much more safer for you by installing grab bars, maybe a handheld shower hose. Our other program is our occupational therapy home safety home modification programs. This program is designed primarily for those individuals who do not meet the income qualifications for the BCAUS program. So you can still get occupational therapy services free of charge. You must be a Baltimore County resident, and you must be at least 60 years of older. Ultimately, the goal for occupational therapy is to keep you as safe and independent as possible. The best way to inquire about occupational therapy services is to contact our MAP office. You can reach our MAP office by calling 410-887-2594. Thank you.
Frederick Eugene Carl Fate. I'm an artist, anything that's art, sculpturing, and I work for Glenn L. Martin Museum, Aviation Museum. Keeping busy. Everything I do to keep busy. If you really are interested in it, you'll get paid by your neighbors and your friends.
Hello, I'm Ethel Rasmussen, your host for this volunteer-focused episode of The Time of Your Life. Joining me now is Raquel Watts, manager of BCDA's Home Team program, here to discuss this vital program's impact on older adults who are unable to leave their homes and how anyone can get involved to bring much-needed socialization to older neighbors in their community. Raquel, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ethel, for having me. I'm so excited to share information about the Home Team program today.
Raquel, before we go any further, can you please tell me and our viewers what exactly the Home Team program is?
So the Home Team program is a volunteer-focused program that assists Baltimore County residents over the age of 60 who reside in their home and may be experiencing some type of social isolation or food insecurity. The program offers 4 free services provided by unpaid volunteers: friendly visitors, telephone reassurance, food agent, and food agent with rides. With a dedicated team of staff and volunteers, our program helps older adults maintain social connections that support their emotional and physical well-being.
Thank you for informing our viewers about this key program offered by the Baltimore County Department of Aging. Raquel, now what sorts of tasks or activities can home team volunteers expect to do?
So as a friendly visitor, our volunteers provide 1 hour in-person visits on a weekly basis. These visits focus on companionship and social connections. So anytime there are inclement weather alerts, whether during the winter or summer months, our volunteers may also provide additional telephone contact instead of in-person visits for safety purposes. As a telephone reassurance volunteer, volunteers will provide weekly friendly telephone calls to older adults, also offering that companionship and social connection. And the calls typically range from 30 minutes to 1 hour. Our volunteer food agents deliver food from local food pantries to the homes to 1 to 4 older adults on a monthly basis.
Wow, this program certainly makes a difference in the quality of life of its participants. Can you please elaborate on how this program benefits clients, and how about the volunteers? This dynamic seems to be mutually beneficial from what we've heard so far.
The program helps clients feel connected to the community and supported by others, by the volunteers coming by, spending time with them during their friendly visits, making those telephone calls, as well as when they are delivering the food from the food pantries, they're still making that connection. Our volunteers benefit by building meaningful relationships and giving back to the community. Many of our volunteers enjoy the conversation, friendships, and the sense of purpose that comes from helping older adults.
Raquel, it sure seems like this program enhances the lives of all parties involved, which leads me to my next question. What are the requirements to volunteer, and do volunteers receive any training once they've been onboarded?
So, to volunteer with the Home Team program, all individuals must be over the age 18, complete an application, pass a background check, attend an interview, and complete a volunteer orientation. All volunteers are asked to attend at least one training per year. You do not need to be a resident of Baltimore County to volunteer with the program.
It's nice to see anyone ages 18 and older can volunteer, allowing for intergenerational connections and communities across Baltimore County. Which leads me to my final question. How can older adults viewing this program sign up to request a home team volunteer to visit them?
Thank you, Ethel. Older adults who reside in Baltimore County who are interested in learning about our services should contact the program at 410-887-4141 or hometeam@baltimorecountymd.gov. We will be happy to discuss your needs and share an application with you.
Raquel, thank you for joining us today to tell our viewers all about this wonderful program.
Thank you, Ethel, for having us.
And that's today's show. Thank you for spending your time with us. Please remember you can call the Department of Aging's information line called Maryland Access Point of Baltimore County, or MAP, at 410-887-2594 with questions pertaining to older adults and persons with disabilities. This show may also be viewed anytime on the Baltimore County government's YouTube channel at youtube.com/baltcogov with open captioning. That brings us to the conclusion of this edition of The Time of Your Life, a National Mature Media Award winner about the services and contemporary topics that keep you in the know. Until next time.